Hi, this is Mike Barrett of BBG. Just wanted to give you an overview of a more narrow type of concern that people face when they turn 65. So the title of this is 65 and still working and have benefits. So you or one of your employees, you know, or you yourself, if you're not head of the employer group's benefits, you just want to know about this stuff. If you're over age 65 and you still have benefits, you have benefits and you have a lot of choices. So we empathize with the fact that you're probably being hit with a lot of junk mail. You're maybe getting some help, but having some questions with Social Security folks who are asking you, do you want certain things or not want certain things? And I think there's often a lot of confusion. And so this is one of the things that we just want to explain. The size of the employer that you work for is a critical part of how your Medicare is going to fall out. If you work for an employer or your employer size is under 20 employees, then your employees who turn age 65, or you yourself, if you're employed at a company like that, then your Medicare is going to be primary. So for a lot of these people in this position, the reason that they end up leaving the group plan altogether is because they have to enroll in Medicare anyway. So you have every right. Everybody over 65 who's eligible for benefits has exactly the same right as every other active employee. You can stay on the plan, but you also can elect to leave the plan if you'd like. And when you're underage, when you work for an employer that has fewer than 20 employees, almost always the insurance company is going to require you to enroll in Medicare Part A, which is no problem. That doesn't cost anything. But then Medicare Part B costs you $100 a month, roughly. So a lot of people will say, well, since I have to pay this anyway because my Medicare has to be primary, then maybe I'll just leave the insurance company altogether and just enroll in the additional parts of Medicare, which again are on another video that we have that will show you what your choices are. If you just go full throttle onto Medicare, you could enroll in a supplemental plan or an advantage plan that we won't cover in detail here. But the reason why a lot of people in small employer groups who turn 65 leave the plan is for those reasons. Now, it's a little more confusing if you work for a larger employer. If you have more than 20 employees, then you are left with a choice. Medicare Part A costs you nothing and you get it for free. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of that so that any claims that you have will run through your primary insurance first and then through Medicare. But a lot of people who work over age 65 are given the option to enroll in Medicare Part B, which again is $100 a month, but they do not do it. And the reason they don't do it is because their Medicare is secondary, so they don't feel that they really need it. Everything will run through their group plan. They're paying for their group plan or a portion of it, and they don't need anything else. So people on this side of the employment side have, I think, a more complicated situation to think about. So I think the things you need to take into consideration if you work for a larger employer or employer over 20 is, what are you paying now? What is your contribution out of your paycheck? What costs now are you paying? And then two, what is the benefit you're getting? What do you have, a high deductible plan? Do you have a lot of out-of-pocket expenses? And then if you find that you can either double up to enroll in A and B and have all your claims run through your insurance company first, then A and B, so it reduces your out-of-pocket, or you just disenroll from your insurance company altogether through your group plan. So you leave the employer plan, you just enroll in Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B, and then you take on one of the other choices, which is an advantage plan or a supplemental plan, and you just leave it all together. So my point is that you're hit with a lot of confusion. If you're under 20, I think it's an easier thing to consider. If you're over 20, you have to balance some of the differences here and just weigh the options. And I would evaluate all of these. I would evaluate these options before I enrolled in Medicare Part B, so that when the time comes, you can say, I'm going to stay on my employer plan, so I'm not going to pay the $100 a month. Or I looked at this and going on Medicare full throttle is my best option, so I'm going to enroll in Medicare Part B and the other options, and I'm going to tell my employer that I don't want their benefit anymore. Hope that helps and brings some clarity. Thanks.